Hi guys, welcome to another beer review. And I actually quite like this lighting setup because it makes it look like I actually have something of a beard, which I clearly don't. But anyway, not here to talk about that. We're here to do a beer review. And this is a beer that I've wanted to try for quite a while. And I didn't know if they were still brewing this one. But this is the Tiramisu Imperial Stout from Hawkshead, which is clocking in at 10% ABV. And yeah, a rich, strong, dark stout brewed with specialty dark roast coffee beans by Mr. Duffin's Coffee in Staveley. Sumptuous layers of coffee, mocha, vanilla, and cream. First brewed in collaboration with Cigar City Brewing from Tampa, Florida. So yeah, beer from the lakes, made with coffee and cacao nibs. So yeah, I've always wanted to try this one, and I actually saw it in Beer Moth. So I thought, gonna finally give it a go. I am a fan of Hawkshead, so there's the crown, and yeah. So it's been a bit of a lazy Friday night. I'm in work tomorrow, so I thought I'd have just one beer just to see me through. Do you know what I mean? A nightcap, if you will. So nice amounts of smoke coming out of there, though you didn't really see it on camera because they had dissipated by the time actually, and that's pouring nicely, by the time that I actually brought the bottle up to the camera. But that is pouring really nice. Let's just get it all in there. Let's be naughty. It is a tiramisu inspired stout after all. Do you know what? I've not had tiramisu for absolutely ages. I've not made tiramisu for ages either. There's something so satisfying about the process of making tiramisu, especially when you've got that sort of like coffee amaretto mix just bang on. Sometimes dark rum, spice rums are really good with the coffee, but it's so simple to make. Yeah, I don't make it enough. All you need is sponge fingers, mascarpone cream, cocoa powder, coffee, and a little bit of amaretto. I think I'm going to be making that because it's just such a satisfying dessert, especially if you just like leave it overnight in the fridge. It's just absolutely wonderful. And let's sort out this lighting because it's starting to make me look like I'm trying to replicate Bernard Manning. Anyway, but you'll get no filthy jokes out of me. Anyway, you probably will, but I won't say them. So, beer in the glass then, and that is looking absolutely divine. A lovely, yeah, it's pretty much jet black. Lovely dark and intense beer. It was pouring beautifully as well. And yeah, it looks like a dark coffee. A black coffee in a glass with that just lining of a beige head. So yeah. Every time I swill a beer around, I spill some on the floor. And look at that. It's just stained my skin. But then again, I am extremely pale. Anyway, that's dripping everywhere, so I'm gonna wipe that on my jogging pants. Which is ironic because I don't fucking jog. Anyway, that's gonna make the floor sticky. I'm talking about the beer. Get your mind out of the gutter. Looks fantastic. Let's give it a sniff. I'm getting tiramisu. In fact, this lighting is a little bit frustrating. There we go. I think that's a little bit better. God, I need to get my hair sorted out. In fact, because that's directly looking at me. Yeah, I think that's better lighting. But yeah, it's got that like classic pastry stout aroma as well. Vibrations on the phone again and again. I wish like they developed technology when you're clearly using the camera on a phone that would stop any sort of push notification actually working. There's probably a setting. And I could have just put the phone on airplane mode or whatever, but it's just so annoying because you pick that up on the audio ridiculously loud sometimes. Anyway, but yeah, definitely a high quality coffee aroma coming out of this one. Cocoa powder. There's a bit of like a cherry sort of aroma, which I'm not sure if it's coming from the yeast that's being used or it's just that sort of like part of that blend of coffee from the coffee bean. But yeah, I'm getting those amaretti biscuits, you know, the ones you get with coffee. No hint of booziness at all. Do you know what? You could actually probably mix this in with your coffee mix and put it over your sponge fingers. That's, of course, the accessible way to do tiramisu. In fact, what would you use if you didn't have sponge fingers for like a genuine tiramisu? I don't know. A tiramisu, I don't know. Fucking awful joke. Anyway, it smells absolutely divine. It really, really does. It's genuinely desserty. Even has like a hint of a Black Forest Gatto coming out of it. Anyway, smells damn good. Looks wonderful. Let's give it a taste. Cheers, guys. Ooh. First of all, absolutely cracking body. Why did I say cracking? That's an awful word. I could have said banging, but that would have just made me look even whiter than I am. Basically, it's like coffee liqueur. What's that coffee liqueur? Something auto. Can't remember. No, not gelato's a type of ice cream. What is that coffee liqueur called? Because you're just getting bags and bags and bags of coffee in this. The body is silky smooth. It's just absolutely wonderful. We're getting up to like a Munson, Omnipio, Buxton sort of body on the Imperial Stout with this. Coffee is the star of the show on this one. It really, really is. A beautiful, beautiful coffee character coming out on this one. And it is tasting like tiramisu, and you've gone a bit too heavy on the coffee and the cocoa powder. Because there's a big, strong bitterness there, so it's not overridingly sweet. Affogato, that's what, was it affogato or something like that? But it's got the body of like a liqueur, like a dessert liqueur. It's roasty, loads of brown sugar, treacle, Jamaica like rum cake. It's drinking ridiculously easy. There's not even a hint of alcohol warmth on this. That's absolutely wonderful. I think they have nailed it on the head. It's not just one of these Imperial Stouts that has this really inviting name, and then when you drink it, it's like, eh. It's actually tasting like a tiramisu in beer form. And you know what? You could make an absolutely wonderful tiramisu with this. You really, really could. That's fantastic. Now, I'm sure people who've tried the other batch of this will probably say, oh, it might not be as good as it used to be. It might be better than the first batch. But just going off this one tasting of this beer, tasting of this beer, this is absolutely wonderful. And there is like a very slight tart, like dark, like raspberry character coming through, like a Black Forest Gatto. Why did I say Gatto like that? I don't know. Drinking this way too quick, by the way. That's absolutely wonderful. I just can't pick out any faults. I really can't. Price point was pretty good. It says it's a tiramisu. It tastes like tiramisu. So if you love tiramisu, then you have to give this one a try. Body. For my own personal taste, I'd like it to be a little bit more gluggy. But I'm not going to fault it or take anything away from it for the body that it has. And yeah. See, I've had beers from Hawkshead that have been this sort of stuff. And then they're like traditional stuff you find in supermarkets. And I've never had a bad experience with Hawkshead. And I need to visit them next time I'm in the Lake District, because I absolutely love the Lake District. One of my favourite parts of the UK, one of the favourite parts of the world actually. I'd love to just rent out a little apartment or cottage just for like a weekend, or do like wild camping in the lakes. When I'm in the Lake District, I always get this like image of, you know, Ian Anderson from Jethro Tull doing like a sort of like Pied Piper sort of thing, but with like overly oversized like forest animals, you know, from like the stop motion animation of Wind in the Willows. Do you know what I mean? It's just like they're trotting along, and then you've got this like badger, this hare, this little squirrel. I know there weren't really any squirrels in the Wind in the Willows, not in the the main characters, but I always get that just that vibe about it. Do you know what I mean? Or like see like a mystical thing in the background on the lake. God, what a place to get absolutely off your head on mushrooms or weed. Do you know what I mean? It's absolutely blitzed. But yeah, it is one of my favourite places in the world. And imagine being sat round a nice fire. You're toasting marshmallows, sharing stories. You might have a barbecue, might be grilling stuff. And then just as it's getting a little bit cooler, everyone's sat round, they're all tired, they're like resting on each other, all cuddling and that sort of thing. Don't worry, I'm not going to go past cuddling with this story. Yeah, it's not a pagan wood orgy in the middle of the lakes. But yeah, I imagine like seeing like people in like gowns and flimsy white dresses, and like monks and people in like hoods and stuff, just like slowly parading round in the dense forests. And then you get Ian Anderson plopping along with his The Wind in the Willows cast. I don't know what that says about me, that I think about that all the time, but yeah, just sat round. It's coming towards the end of the night. Everyone's just chilling, just having a good time. And then you pop open a couple of bottles of this, give everyone a little bit of a sampler, a little bit of a nightcap, and call it a day. Lovely stuff. It really, really is. As I said, for own personal preference, maybe if the body was a little bit bigger, maybe if my head wasn't perfectly spherical right now with the way my hair has been today. I don't understand why it's gone like this. This is what happens when you just don't do anything to it. It's just lovely. It's a 10 out of 10. I can't pick out any faults. I thought I'd overhype it, but going into it, it's doing exactly what I thought it would, meeting my expectations and surpassing them. Not that that's worth anything, but yeah, lovely, lovely stuff. And I don't care if it's better than the previous batches or if it's the worst batch to date. This is tasting pretty special. And it's nearly gone already. So that was the Tiramisu Imperial Stout from Buxton. Beautiful stuff. If you come across a bottle, definitely give it a go. This is one of those Imperial Stouts that I probably wouldn't age. I'd want to drink it fairly fresh. And I tell you what, hats off to Mr. Duffins, because the coffee character in this is just absolutely gorgeous. So if you're a coffee head, it's definitely worth price of admission for that alone. And that's another barista, coffee producer, cafe, whatever you want to call them, that's on my radar. So I'll put their links down below, as well as Hawkshead. As I said, pick this up from Behemoth, so their links will be included also. When I saw it in there, I was like, yes, buying it. And yeah, beautiful stuff. So if you tried it, let me know your thoughts, opinions down below. What are some of your favourite dessert stouts that have actually lived up to what they're saying they are? And yeah, if any of my friends and fellow beer tubes have reviewed it, then I'll put their links down below. Check out everyone involved in the production of this beer, because highly recommended. And if you are in the Lake District, keep an eye out in the woods, because you might see Ian Anderson. Anyway, thank you all for watching and sitting with me as I just make a tit out of myself. But that's what it's all about at the end of the day. And yeah, thank you all for watching, and you all take care. Cheers.